Okay, the first thing we are going to look at is the shape tool. We're going to set up our document first. We're going to go File, New. You want to make sure that we'll leave the name untitled. Profile can either be custom or print. Number of artboards 1. Tabloid is not what we want. Under size, we want to select letter. And make sure units are on inches, not on points. Orientation, we want landscapes. That's the one on the left. Portrait is the one on the, portrait is the one on the left. That's the one we want. We do not want landscape. So portrait on the left, and just click OK. Here is our single artboard. Now I'm going to come over here to the left toolbar. I can, right now, rectangle tool is showing up. If I click and hold the mouse, I now have several shapes that I can use. If I release and I click on the somewhere on the gray, that window disappears. If I click and hold and I come over here to this tab and I release on this tab, my toolbar now is separate. So I can see all of the different tools that I can use: rounded rectangle, ellipse, polygon, star. We're never going to use the flare tool. So if I start on the square or the rectangle tool, I click and drag to make any type of rectangle that I want. If you hold Shift on your keyboard, it makes a perfect square. If you hold Shift and Alt, you can enlarge the shape from the middle. Alright. And I release. There is my square holding Shift and Alt. I can change the color over here with fill, and I can change the stroke over here. I can give it navy, any type of color that I want. Increase the stroke value, and we'll go over that later. Rounded rectangle tool, if I click here, I can click and drag. Same thing, Shift and Alt makes it from the center. If I just hold Shift, it keeps it as a square. If I don't hold any of those, I can change the proportion any way that I want. Okay, so if I go, one quick thing, using the arrow keys on your keyboard, if you hit down, it'll go all the way to a square. If you hold up, it will keep rounding that rectangle, the edges. Okay, that would be up and down. If you use the left and right arrow key, left and right, it'll change from square or a 90-degree angle to a rounded angle. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and hit delete on that one. I'm going to go to my selection tool, select the square that I already drew, and hit delete. Then I'm going to come over here to my ellipse tool, click and drag. I can make ovals or ellipses. If I hold Shift, it stays a perfect circle. If I hold Alt, it'll stay in the center. Okay. Come over here to the polygon tool, click and drag. I'm holding Alt and Shift, so it's increasing from the middle. If I release Alt, well, actually, alright. So anyway, if I release both of them, I can turn it anyway. If I use the up and down arrow keys, it increases the angle. So if I hold down, it'll go all the way to a triangle. Up. Okay. I'll release. I'm going to hit delete. Star tool, kind of the same thing. Alright. If I hold Alt and Shift, it makes a perfect star. If I release, it's kind of like a plump, fat star. You hit the up, it increases. You hit down, they decrease all the way to a triangle. Up and down. And that's it for the shapes.